Hello, physics students. Today we are going to be talking about vectors. So let's get right down to it, shall we? The first thing you need to know is the difference between a vector and a scalar. So let's talk about that. A vector and a scalar are similar in some ways and different in others. A scalar only has magnitude, whereas a vector has magnitude and direction. So that may be all fine and good, but you might be asking yourself, so what does magnitude mean, right? So let's talk a little bit about what magnitude means. Magnitude is really kind of another way of saying a value. And while that might be helpful, you might still need a little more information about what that means. So some examples would be helpful at this point. So let's take a look at something like distance or displacement. If we compare those two things, one of those is a vector and the other one is a scalar. And distance is a scalar and displacement is a vector. So distance, we could say you walked 5 miles or you drove 5 miles. But if we want to say our displacement, we'd have to say 5 miles at some direction, so like north. And so this is a great example of magnitude being the value and direction being like the word north, for example. However, in physics, we usually show direction using positives and negatives. So the way we might say this is we might say, like, say, to the right is positive and to the left is negative. And so if we had a car that was traveling to the right, and let's say went 5 miles to the right, we would say that car went a displacement of positive 5 miles. On the other hand, if we had a car that went to the left 5 miles, it would have a displacement of negative 5 miles. So, take a quick guess. We've also got something called speed and velocity and acceleration. Take a quick guess. Which of those do you think are vectors and which of those do you think are scalars? Turns out speed is a scalar and velocity is a vector. And that makes those really easy to remember because, well, speed starts with an S, as does scalar, and velocity starts with a V, as does vector. Acceleration is also a vector. And the most common acceleration value that we'll be dealing with is, like, say, gravity. So gravity's acceleration is 9.8 meters per second squared, or meters per second. But in order to indicate that gravity points down, we would say it's negative 9.8 meters per second squared. And that way, we've shown the magnitude as well as the direction of the negative sign. That's all for now. Take a look at this little quiz, and we will talk about it tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.